Yo, what's going on guys, XTER here. Welcome back to another BDO video. So today we're going to be doing my Archer PvP guide video. So basically we're going to be showing our skills, our crystals, skill rotations, what food buffs, elixir buffs, all that good stuff. So let's jump right into it. So let's start with the skills. So we're going to go straight to Awakening and pretty much unlock everything. Now there is one skill here, Ravenous Talons. You're not really going to use that, but sometimes you do. It's pretty cool to throw in just to style on people. So I unlock it. So let's go down to Skilled Hunters and get all of those you can. Get your Infinite Masteries. Like all of your Grace of Sylvia's. Alright, so you don't really need these. I just put a couple points in, not paying attention, but I normally level up all these to like 3 or something anyways once we're like it's all said and done, because you only need like 1600 skill points on an archer, so pretty chillin'. So you want to get your Piercing Cry. I use that a lot. I actually cancel it and use it in my PvP rotation, so I'll show you guys that momentarily. You don't need your kicks. You want to get all your breaths. You want to get your Ensnare, your Meteor Dive, all the way to Absolute. Your Winged Strength, all the way to Absolute. I like to take Wrath of Nature all the way to Absolute as well. I use it a lot for PvE and PvP. I'll show you guys the cancellations and the perks of using it momentarily. Alright, so I level this up sometimes. I mean, I don't really use it, but sometimes I do. It actually hits really hard. Alright, so let's get our full Shadow Hack. Don't really need it though, actually. So let's get Gaping Darkness. And then level up our Measure Clout. You don't really need any of these like kicks right here. But if you want, you can unlock them. It's totally up to you. If you have enough skill points, honestly, I would unlock them. But that's just my opinion. You don't have to. Alright, so what else do we need here? I'm just gonna start throwing some points. Like, most of these we don't really need at all, actually. But I guess you can throw your points in. Like, I like to style on kids and look like a striker sometimes with the kicks. So I'll probably unlock some of these kicks. Definitely not needed though. Don't forget your Shadow Hack. I actually left that one out. Get that to Absolute. But all these other ones you don't really need at all. Alright. So let's jump right into the crystal setup here. So let's go to inventory. Oh, I finally hit the 261 bracket, by the way, with this new free AP we got. So eventually I'm going to be getting Honhooms, which I'm going to be putting in my helmet and my chest piece. But for now, I'm using 2 precision in the Zarka, 2 critical hit in the Maneuver. I'm going to be getting another RBF for the helmet, so the Bond Magic Crystal is going to be swapped to another RBF, so 2 RBF in the Heave, 2 RBF of Cobalinas in the Dim. Both of these are going to be swapped out for Gen Vipers, but for now, this is a pretty good filler. Then the Gear Gowns, Red Battlefields of Histria. So all these stats are pretty good. All the RBF is good to have, especially if you PvP a lot. Alright, so let's jump into our food rotation. So normally in PvP, I'll pop my Night Combat Rations first. Then I'll do a Serenity Meal. Then a Valencia Meal. Then a Jungle Burger, and then a Media Meal. But you can leave the Media out of it if you want. You don't really need it. But if you don't mind running like a few food rotations and you can keep them all up, then definitely throw it in there. So in PvP, I really only run some elixirs, especially in like no wars and siege and stuff. Like I don't really do it 1v1 like at all. You don't really need to. Sometimes in RBF I do, but you can use Fury, Shocks, Carnage, Human Hunting, Concentration, and either Spirit Perfumes or Perfume Courage. Those are going to help you out a lot in damage, especially in Node Wars and Siege. So that should be the food and elixirs. You could use any other foods or elixirs of your own needs if you want, but this is what I run. Alright, so let's jump into our 8 skills that are super armors and frontals. So basically, let's start with Meteor Dive. It's going to be your first protected skill, and then your Glide is going to be protected, and then your Zephyr Leaf, your Piercing Cry, then your Tactical Strike, your Spear of Zodia. Make sure these are locked. They're definitely not locked. So lock all these actually. I'll leave these two because they're actually useful. I'll get into that momentarily. But your next protected skill is going to be Radiant, and then let's say. So all these are protected. So you want to try to figure out a way and get used to using them in a rotation that is a chain of protected skills, basically. So as long as you're protected, you're pretty good fighting on an archer. Like, an archer is very squishy, but as long as you don't get caught and you're protected, it should be chilling. So try to figure out a way to chain all those together, and like where you can pretty much use them all on non-cooldowns, and you'll be pretty good to go. So as an example, like I'll like go in and like let's say go in with a Zephyr, Meteor Dive if they're close, turn around Radiant if I need to, Attack Strike to get an iframe, because Tactical Strike is actually an iframe, so you can Attack Strike, you can Spear if they're up close just to do some damage, you can Meteor Dive again after you Spear, you can Glissade them again. I mean, just work with them, do all the skills you can, make sure they're not on cooldown, and you should be chilling. Alright, so let's get into some like cancellations on these skills. So you can do a lot of cancels. So as example, say Piercing Light, you're protected as long as you're like this. Like, you're stationary, but you're protected. You can't get grabbed out of any of these protected skills though, sadly. So as example, say Striker or Warrior Berserker's running at you, just Meteor Dive out of it, cancel it. Just jump over their head, cancel it out, because they're gonna try to grab you for sure. Alright, so you can cancel pretty much anything, like your Spear, you can cancel out of with Meteor Dive. You can Radiant cancel Meteor Dive. You can, let's see, you can Glissade Meteor Dive. Radiant Meteor Dive. It's pretty lit. You can even Zephyr Meteor Dive, because the animations on these skills are actually long. Unlike Glissade, if you can tell, like Zephyr, you'll still get the effect of the frontals and protectedness of it if you cancel it with the Meteor. But I mean, even like the Spear, you can Meteor Dive cancel. You want to try to do it like as soon as you call it down, or you won't be able to cancel it properly. So like you can even Spear, Attack Strike, cancel it, just so you get the iframe, maybe a knock, anything like that. Alright, so now that we got that covered, let's get into some ranged abilities that you can use for some knocks and just some ranged damage. So your most common one is going to be your basic RB Wing Strike. So back whenever I started Archer, the biggest problem that I had was spamming this. Like, I would spam it like this. You don't want to spam RB. Like, yeah, it's pretty easy to do, but it drains that stam bar like way too much. And I still today have an issue to where I spam it a lot more than I should. But it's unprotected and you will get killed pretty much, so try not to do that. But it is good to throw a couple here and there, maybe get a knock. So Wing Strike is going to be your first. Then your Glissade. Now Glissade sometimes gets a stiffen or a knock. Same as Radiant. That'll knock them sometimes. Your Piercing Light. You want to make it sure the little bars tick 3 times. It'll get a knock. Then you can always go in. You can do Uproot. Unprotected, by the way, so be careful doing Uproot. You could do your Righteous Smite, your Lutheran Call, Light's Trail, all that good stuff. It's gonna be your range stuff. So let's jump into some up close stuff. So you could do Ensnare, get your Meteor Dive, get your Low Sweeps, get your Full Blooms, got your Uproot, which is kind of close, I guess. It's not the best, probably, but it's not horrible. You could do your Vendor Clout, any of that good stuff. So there's all your up close ones, which most of those are still protected, pretty much. So let's do some combos with this stuff. So as examples, say if you're going in and you're engaging, I normally engage with Glissade. They're coming at me all Zephyr Lead back, trying to get a knock. If they're not knocked, go for Attack Strike knock. I'll slide in, do a Full Bloom, Uproot, then hold RB for your, just for all your skills, your Light Source, Light Trail, all that good stuff. So that's one combo. Next one you could do is pretty much you can get your Piercing, go for a knock, Meteor Dive, Piercing Cry over, Radiant, Spear, Uproot, same scenario. Alright. Now another one is going to be pretty much going to go for Attack Strike. If you get the knock, go in. If they're not dead, Low Sweep them, Spear them, Zephyr Lead back if they're tanky, then just hit them with all your range attacks. That's what I do to a lot of the DP casters, because you don't want to be up on top of them, because if they get up and you're trying to Full Bloom them and all that good stuff, they're just gonna take you or whatever and pretty much one shot you, because archers are so squishy. So a good way to get out of that though, if you're trying to fight a caster and they're gonna do like take or something, if you're like fighting them, you can go into your ultimate Zephyr Lead with your Black Spirit Rage, and it'll actually iframe you and make you go visible out of it. So that's pretty useful, definitely. And then your Righteous is pretty useful as well for Black Spirit. So you just hold RT when you're Righteous, and it's gonna do a lot of damage. I use it a lot actually. Now this little skill here is actually a heal, but if you hit the target with it, it'll debuff them pretty good for you. So I don't really use it though for the debuff, but I use it a lot for the heal. Like, say if I'm getting pressured or something, I'll like Meteor Dive, Radiant in the corner somewhere, heal myself, just spam the heal as much as you can. I mean, it's not the best heal. It's pretty much the only archer heal besides pots, sadly. But it definitely helps out a lot. Alright. So I mean, that pretty much covers it. This is just a basic little video to show you guys some simple stuff, some little tips and tricks. If you guys want me to make a more detailed, advanced version, just let me know in the comments, and I'll get into more details and like really show you guys some crazy stuff. But this is just some simple stuff, simple little guide, some skill shows, crystal shows, all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.